On the 3rd anniversary of his brother's death, the girlfriend who promised to visit the grave with him goes completely ghost. She only drops a lazy text late at night, but he doesn't even bother replying. Instead, he literally packs up and clears out his entire closet. Right as he sets his phone down, he catches an update from Bai Ningbing's ex, Xiao Yan, posted right on the dot. And bro, what? In the photo, Bai Ningbing is holding a birthday cake, looking all tenderly at Xiao Yan. The caption reads, "The 28th birthday, so glad to have you." How sweet! The person who loves you remembers everything. This is wild. But instead of calling her to scream and fight like he used to, our main character stays completely chill. He just saves the photo, draws 3 candles on it, and reposts it to his own feed. Talk about a cold move. Naturally, Bai Ningbing rings him up immediately, her voice sounding a little guilty. She tells him, "Do not be mad. I did not mean to forget your brother's anniversary. I will definitely make it up to you next time." No shot. 3 years ago, his brother took a fatal knife to save her life. Now she just blocks it out to play house with her ex? This is actually crazy. Our guy just sighs, feeling absolutely nothing inside. He tells her, no need. There is no next time. A whole week passes before she finally decides to crawl back home. She texts him saying she is carsick and wants his special brown sugar meatballs. Back in the day, he would have had them ready before she even got off the train. But this time, he gives her absolutely zero effort. When she gets no reply and realizes he is not chasing her like before, she calls him up, sounding completely annoyed. She demands to know where he is and why she cannot see him. Lin Chie just keeps cleaning his study, casually telling her to grab a cab back home on her own. She complains that in the past, he always picked her up in person. Hearing her irritated voice over the phone, he just brushes her off with a totally casual reply. He asks if she is simply too broke to afford a taxi and offers to wire her some cash. Utterly furious at his new attitude, she slams the phone down. Walking straight into the kitchen, he suppresses any lingering negative emotions inside his chest and starts cooking a nice, peaceful lunch entirely for himself. Right as he is eating, Bai Ningbing drags her massive suitcase through the door. She is sweating like crazy, with absolutely none of her usual elegant and calm look. She drops her bags and charges straight to the kitchen, asking why her brown sugar meatballs are not ready. Usually, he would have kept them nice and warm for her. He always did that because of her bad stomach, but now she opens every single pot in the kitchen only to find them completely empty. She turns to him, demanding to know what is going on. She complains that she explicitly told him her stomach hurts and wanted those meatballs, asking how he could suddenly be so incredibly lazy about cooking such a simple dish for her. She actually asks if he just does not care anymore. Honestly, the audacity of this woman. Old him would have rushed over instantly to fix it. But now he just sips his hot tea and tells her he is tired, suggesting she order takeout instead. Bai Ningbing stomps over and pulls out a chair right next to him. She sighs, sounding super annoyed, and says she knows he is still mad about her missing the anniversary of his brother's death for a trip, but she was genuinely busy. She claims she just forgot because of work, pleading with him to let her eat first because she is exhausted, looking at him like he is being a dramatic child. Talk about reversing victim and offender. He calmly finishes his hot tea, gets up to clear his dishes, and tells her he is really not mad at all. But she refuses to drop the subject, arguing that as a police officer, business trips are just normal. She says she did not want to go either, but work is work, so she had no choice. He just shrugs and says he understands completely, leaving her looking absolutely baffled by how little he seems to care. She slumps in her chair, totally deflated, begging him to just show some understanding because she is exhausted. He just gives her a dry, cold response. He tells her to go get some rest, his eyes completely hollow. At this point, he is literally looking at her like she is a total stranger. Honestly, this is so painful to watch. She did not go on a trip. She was actually celebrating her ex's birthday, yet she is still lying through her teeth right now. Why can she not just admit what she did? But he is just too exhausted to expose her stupid lies. Bai Ningbing just glares at him, getting increasingly annoyed. She crosses her arms like she is doing him a favor, asking if he still wants to see that musical. She offers to take him tomorrow, but he does not care. He declines, sounding totally flat, completely skipping the excited reaction she expected. If he had not seen Xiao Yan's post earlier, things might be different. Old Lin Qiye would have been so deeply touched he would have hugged her tightly. But this morning, Xiao Yan posted another update that completely ruined everything for her. It was a goofy photo of Bai Ningbing. The caption said that she promised to check out a certain musical first just to see if it was actually worth watching. And she promised she would check it out first to see if it is worth watching. Ain't no way! This woman is literally buying tickets to test the waters for her ex. Since he turns her down, she looks at him in utter shock, asking why. She asks if he actually forgot tomorrow is their 6th anniversary together. He just acts like he finally remembered and admits he forgot. Her face drops instantly, and she stands up to confront him, saying he would never forget. She tells him to stop acting mad and reveal what surprise he prepared, but he just repeats that he was too busy and forgot, offering to buy her whatever she wants or just wire her the cash. He tells her to go buy whatever she likes. Hearing this, Bai Ningbing looks at him like he just lost his mind, completely unable to believe his cold words. Her eyes turn red, looking genuinely hurt. For all these years, he always handcrafted custom gifts for her, and she has never had to buy her own present. Last year, she mentioned a cool ring she saw online. He literally went and apprenticed under a master jeweler, spending 6 whole months to forge her a custom one. He spent half a year of hard work to make that ring, and the year before, when she said she wanted to design their new house themselves, he self-studied interior design to personally renovate and furnish the entire house. Now, she just stands there looking completely annoyed, like he owes her the world. Honestly, he is completely checked out. He grabs his jacket from the sofa, ready to leave, but Bai Ningbing suddenly grabs his arm to stop him. She demands to know where he is going. He tells her he has an appointment for a portrait, then shakes her hand off with absolute coldness. He walks out, completely ignoring her screaming and throwing a fit behind him. Back in college, he actually majored in painting, making a living doing portraits, but after getting with Bai Ningbing, she complained it made her insecure. So he abandoned his dream career just to draw manga? Now, he's finally painting again, and his client is absolutely loving the result. They tell him, "You're finally back! We've waited forever! I'm hooking you up with clients immediately because your talent is literally built different." He just smiles, thanking them, and grabs his phone. Turns out, he has a bunch of missed calls waiting for him. A few are from Bai Ningbing, but the rest are from his best bro, Jiang Yi. Naturally, he ignores his toxic girlfriend. He dials Jiang Yi back instead. His bro's like, "Hey, you're finally back. We haven't caught up in years. Let's get the crew together." "Can you make it, or is your girl gonna lock you down?" Lin Qiye just asks for the address. Back then, when they first got together, she forced him to delete every single female friend because of her insecurities, then demanded all his time, keeping him away from his bros. Since she was always busy with work, he actually fell for her logic and slowly drifted away from his closest friends. Seeing him, Zhang Yi fake cries and mock relief, teasing that they finally got the legend out. Won't his girlfriend lose her mind? Lin Qiye just laughs it off, telling them he's on call from now on. After rounds of drinks, his head is spinning, but he feels free. For the first time in years, he finally feels peaceful. Since day one with Bai Ningbing, he had completely lost himself. He catered to her every whim, sacrificing his career and throwing away his real friends just to keep her happy. He used to think love meant total submission, but looking back now, man, he was incredibly stupid. Checking the time, he notices Bai Ningbing spamming his phone. He picks up, only for her to immediately start blasting him for staying out late. She screams, "Where are you? I've been on a business trip all week and I'm exhausted. Stop being so selfish and making me worry." "None of your business," he slurs. A heavy silence falls over the line before she snaps back with pure irritation. "Are you drunk? Send me your address. I'm coming to get you." Hearing this, he's actually stunned. She's actually picking him up? But deep down, he doesn't even want her there. As he hesitates, Zhang Yi grabs the phone, shouting that they're at Nanbei Bar. Lin Qiye glares at his friend, but she's already hung up. By the time Bai Ningbing actually pulls up, his friends have already left, jealous that he has a girlfriend coming for him. But Lin Qiye only feels this growing wave of irritation. She steps out of the car, looks at his drunken state, and immediately sneers. "Lin Qiye, why are you being so incredibly petty? I told you I didn't mean to miss your brother's memorial. Are you seriously throwing a tantrum and getting drunk just for attention?
You are a grown man. Is this childish act really necessary? But since he hasn't touched alcohol in forever, his filter is completely gone. He snaps, "What business trip? I saw everything, Bai Ningbing. Do you think I'm that easy to play? Is this a joke to you?" His head is spinning, and his eyes are filled with pure agony. A flicker of guilt crosses her face before she awkwardly looks away.
She mutters that she and Xiao Yan broke up years ago. They are just normal friends, so what if they meet up occasionally?
Besides, she's his girlfriend now, so there's absolutely no reason to get jealous over her ex. Lin Qiye just laughs. She's highly overestimating herself.
He is not angry at all. Bai Ningbing glares at him, her voice rising in irritation as she tells him to cut it out. We are just friends, and I only celebrated his birthday with him. Stop causing a scene. Ever since I got back, you haven't even asked if I'm tired. You're just throwing a tantrum. I have limits too, Lin Qiye, so don't push your luck.
She demands he get in the car. Stumbling, he drags his exhausted body behind her, staring at her back with deep sadness.
Bro, this is actually crazy. She always twists the truth and somehow shifts all the blame right back onto him. On the drive home, the silence is suffocating. She steals a few glances at him, clearly annoyed by his quietness. Usually, whenever they were alone like this, he would talk her ear off, sharing every little detail of his day. But now, he just wants to escape this car. The second they park, he rushes out, with her following close behind. Seeing him stumble, she sighs in frustration and tries to grab his arm, but he smoothly pulls away from her touch. He avoids her touch and uses his last bit of strength to head straight into the bathroom, collapsing onto the floor. She follows him in, completely annoyed, asking why on earth he's sleeping in the bathroom instead of the master bedroom. She stands over him for a long time, but eventually leaves him alone as he drifts into a deep, heavy sleep. The next morning, he gets up to wash his face and is shocked to see her sitting at the dining table. Her tone is still dripping with anger, but incredibly, this is the first time in years she actually made him breakfast. If this were the old Lin Qiye, he would have been incredibly touched and eaten every single bite. But now, looking at the food just makes his stomach churn. He walks past her to the fridge and grabs some toast. Seeing him ignore her, her expression turns incredibly dark as she warns him not to push his luck. Lin Qiye just stares at Bai Ningbing in pure confusion. Honestly, he is so done. He doesn't even try to comfort her, just changes his clothes and walks out. He goes back to his old college. A professor recently offered him a teaching job in Jingbei, but he hesitated to answer. 7 years together, he thought they were finally getting married. Moving would ruin their relationship. But now, he realizes she is no longer in his future. Teaching is his passion. His brother always said he has that natural mentor vibe. Now he can finally do what he loves. Now he has zero worries. The professor is thrilled, patting his shoulder with pride because he finally accepted. But then the professor asks about his girlfriend of 7 years. Is she moving too? Lin Qiye just gives a bitter laugh. We broke up, he says. After saying goodbye, he heads home to pack. But as he opens the door, he hears voices. He hears laughing from inside. He walks in and... Bro, what? He finds Bai Ningbing hugging another man, laughing her heart out. He instantly recognizes the guy. It is Xiao Yan. Shocked to see Lin Qiye back so early, Bai Ningbing quickly pushes Xiao Yan away. She stammers that Xiao Yan is just in town for business and has no friends here, so she invited him over for dinner. She claims it was just a friendly reunion hug, but Lin Qiye is completely unfazed and tells her she does not need to explain. He is totally calm. Xiao Yan then greets him with this smug, boastful look in his eyes, calling him Brother Lin. Xiao Yan says he has heard so much about Lin Qiye's good temper. It is a total passive-aggressive jab, but our MC is too exhausted to care. He just smiles and goes to the kitchen. Bai Ningbing follows, acting like nothing happened, and tells him to cook some extra dishes. But Lin Qiye simply pours himself a glass of water, drinks it, and says he is too tired to cook today. He offers to order delivery instead. Bai Ningbing's face instantly drops and she gives him a fierce, angry glare. This is her classic move to show she is pissed. Usually, if he doesn't baby her, she will give him the silent treatment. Honestly, she is a master manipulator. In the past, the moment she showed even a tiny bit of attitude, he would immediately fold. He would rush to please her, doing absolutely anything to make her happy. But now, he literally does not care.
He walks out of the kitchen, telling Xiao Yan to make himself at home. Xiao Yan immediately plays the victim, asking if he should leave.
Bai Ningbing scoffs that Lin Qiye is just having an early midlife crisis, promising to cook for Xiao Yan herself.
Our MC goes to the bedroom and starts packing, but looking around, he realizes there is barely anything of his in this house.
The closet is completely stuffed with Bai Ningbing's clothes, while his few shirts are squeezed into a tiny, pathetic corner.
The whole place belongs to her. Realizing this, he decides to just ditch the suitcase and leave empty-handed. Suddenly, Bai Ningbing walks in, looking at the messy bedroom with pure disgust. She asks what kind of drama he is pulling now. She demands to know why there is no salt in the kitchen, ordering him to go buy some right now. He looks at her, completely confused. Why should he buy it when he is not even eating? For 7 years, he did everything. She is so used to treating him like a servant. Bai Ningbing is absolutely fuming now, screaming at Lin Qiye. She screams that she gave him a way out, and since he refused, they will see who breaks first. She storms out. Lin Qiye just watches her go, utterly exhausted by how she always plays the victim. She grabs Xiao Yan, loudly saying they're going out to eat and hit the bar. She slams the door behind him. Lin Qiye sits on the bed, completely unfazed. He lies down and casually scrolls through his phone. He sees a post Xiao Yan uploaded just a minute ago, bragging about being the happiest man because she is always by his side. The comments section is full of Bai Ningbing's friends hyping them up, saying this is what true love looks like. They are literally tag teaming. One friend even tags Bai Ningbing, asking if she finally dumped Lin Qiye. And get this, Bai Ningbing actually replies. She leaves a comment saying how lucky she is to have Xiao Yan while leaving a super shady emoji on her friend's tag. Her friends have hated Lin Qiye from day one. Every single time they met, they would constantly mock him. They kept talking about how amazing her ex was and how they were the perfect match. Back then, he tried asking her why her friends kept bringing up other men in front of him. But she just flipped it on him, calling him insecure and unable to take a joke. Classic gaslighting. He just locks his phone and goes to sleep. Later that night, Xiao Yan brings a drunk Bai Ningbing back. Xiao Yan carries her in bridal style, tucking her into bed, and tells Lin Qiye that she drank too much. He smugly warns him to make her some honey water because her stomach gets sensitive. Talk about audacity. Make sure the honey water isn't too sweet. Ningbing doesn't like sugary stuff. Right then, she suddenly wakes up. She looks at Xiao Yan with pure tenderness, asking if he actually still remembers. Seeing their intense eye contact, Qiye kindly chimes in. Hey, how about I give you two the room tonight and I sleep in the bathroom? Hearing this, both of them freeze. Xiao Yan looks at Ningbing, then quickly leaves. The moment he's gone, Ningbing sits up, glaring at Qiye with pure annoyance. Qiye, what's your deal? Your girlfriend is out late and you don't even bother to call? My friends' boyfriends always pick them up. But you don't pick me up and you don't even call. Is this how you love me, Lin Qiye? As she says this, her eyes start tearing up. Honestly, her friends don't even like him, so why would he crash their party? Besides, isn't her bestie Xiao Yan there? He personally brought her back, so why worry? Qiye leans against the door, totally checked out. He seriously can't understand why she's throwing a tantrum. Ningbing always parties with her friends until midnight anyway. Back then, he used to lose sleep worrying, calling her nonstop. But she'd just hang up on him or block his number. Talk about toxic. And when he tried to pick her up in person, she humiliated him in front of everyone, complaining that he was suffocating her. Now that he's completely given up and let her do whatever she wants, she turns around and accuses him of not caring. Make it make sense. He honestly has no idea what she wants anymore. Ningbing stares at him in utter shock, her jaw practically on the floor. She tells him Xiao Yan brought her back. Qiye just chuckles and says, "So what? Aren't you two just besties?" Ningbing freezes, staring at him blankly. Then she suddenly laughs, assuming he saw Xiao Yan's social media post. She smirks, thinking he's just acting up because he's jealous. She casually explains it was just a punishment for losing Truth or Dare, so he shouldn't overthink it. She looks at him like it's no big deal. Since he stays silent, she keeps going, saying Xiao Yan has been away for years, so of course she should welcome him back. She even blames him for not buying salt when she wanted to cook for him. In her mind, everything is always his fault.
Yeah, it is my fault, Chie says calmly. My fault for not dumping you sooner. Ningbing, let's break up. He's totally serious. Her smile instantly fades. She stares at him, trying to see if he's bluffing. Break up? Kie, are you insane?
Stop joking around. I'll let it slide this time, but don't ever joke about breaking up again. It's late anyway.
Let's just talk about it tomorrow. Let's go to sleep.
She steps forward to pull him to bed, but Kie smoothly dodges her hand. She stares at her empty palm, completely stunned. Her eyes look genuinely hurt, but Kie couldn't care less. He just tells her to sleep well and turns away. He heads straight into the bathroom, leaving her frozen in shock. When she finally snaps out of it, she runs after him barefoot. She tries to force the door open, but it's already locked. Furious and embarrassed, she kicks the door before stomping back to the bedroom. She slams the bedroom door shut. Kie, finally getting some peace, rubs his temples and falls into a deep, peaceful sleep. The next morning, before he even opens his eyes, his phone starts blowing up with notifications. It's his best bro, Zhang Yi. He heard from their old college professor that Kie is moving to Jingbei and called to verify. Yeah, professor's right. Heading out to Jingbei, Kie mumbles, still half asleep. Bro, you're leaving, and who knows when you'll be back. We gotta get the boys together for a farewell drink. Kie casually agrees to the plan. When he gets ready to leave, Ningbing is already gone, but his stuff in the master bedroom is completely thrashed and thrown on the floor. She's clearly trying to throw a tantrum to show him she's mad. But Chie couldn't care less. He shuts the door and heads straight to the restaurant. But looking through the door gap, he spots two uninvited guests. It's literally Ningbing and Xiao Yan. Kie double-checks the room number. Room 250, yep, this is the spot. Just as he's about to call Zhang Yi to ask what's going on. The door swings open. Zhang Yi pulls him in, asking why he's lagging. Get in here, man. You're the star of the show today. The moment Kie steps in, his eyes lock onto Ningbing. She looks absolutely stunned to see him here. Meanwhile, Xiao Yan is sitting right next to her, acting all sweet and wrapping his jacket around her shoulders. Zhang Yi immediately introduces them, calling Xiao Yan a new bro he ran into on the way. And then Zhang Yi points to Ningbing, introducing her as Xiao Yan's girlfriend. Chie just nods and smiles, saying, "Oh, we actually know each other." Since Ningbing always hated his friends, she had never met them in all their years of dating. So it's totally normal that the boys have no idea they're together. Meanwhile, Ningbing is frantically signaling him with her eyes. She keeps gesturing for him to sit next to her, but Kie completely ignores her and sits right next to Zhang Yi, which is the absolute furthest seat from her. Seeing her sour expression, Xiao Yan fake apologizes, saying he didn't mean to crash their party. Kie just smiles and tells them it is totally fine, hope they have a blast. Zhang Yi clinks glasses with a completely carefree look, while Bai Ningbing sits right next to him, hesitating to speak. She just stares down, picking at her food and typing, while Lu Chen's pocket suddenly starts blowing up with endless notifications. Zhang Yi sighs, asking why Lu Chen's girlfriend is always ruining their guys' night, right as Lu Chen pulls out his phone. Lu Chen gives Bai Ningbing a cold look and calmly announces they actually broke up, making her freeze before she furiously starts typing on her phone. Her desperate texts flood in, claiming Xiao Yan dragged her here and she could not say no, demanding to know why he didn't tell everyone they were together, and screaming through text for Lu Chen to explain what he meant by saying they broke up. Lu Chen just locks his phone, ignoring her completely, but Bai Ningbing keeps spamming him, begging to go home together after the dinner. She texts that he cannot drive after drinking, but he replies with a blunt no. No matter how much his phone buzzes, he ignores it, while the guys get completely wasted as the night goes on. His best friend, Zhang Yi, stands up, raising a glass with a genuinely sad look, bringing up Lu Chen's upcoming move. He yells that even though Lu Chen is leaving for Jingbei, they will always be brothers, and he is honestly so happy for him. For years, Lu Chen sacrificed everything for his girlfriend, throwing away his dream career just to revolve his life around her. But Zhang Yi says none of that matters anymore because Lu Chen has finally woken up and decided to choose himself. Lu Chen just pats his buddy's shoulder, smiling that the past is the past and a bright future lies ahead. Nearby, Bai Ningbing completely freezes mid-drink, dropping her glass as it shatters on the floor and cuts her hand.
She does not even care about the blood, just staring at Lu Chen in absolute pure shock.
She gasps, demanding to know what he means by moving to Jingbei, but before he can speak, Zhang Yi chimes in.
He explains that Lu Chen is leaving this city for good because he is finally single and chasing a better life.
Hearing this, Bai Ningbing snaps, jumping up and ignoring Xiao Yan's attempts to hold her back as the entire room watches in confusion.
She marches over and drags Lu Chen outside, and since he is slightly tipsy, he does not even react until they are out. Bai Ningbing stares at him with bloodshot eyes, her voice shaking as she demands a real explanation. She asks what Jiang Yi meant, but Lu Chen just casually kicks a pebble, telling her it means exactly what he said. She panics, asking why he is going to Jingbei and why he never mentioned a single word about it to his own girlfriend. She is devastated that she had to find out from a total stranger, sobbing if he even cares about her at all. Lu Chen looks at her tearful, panicked face and calmly mentions he actually tried to tell her twice before. The first was his brother's death anniversary, which she completely skipped, and the second was when she ditched him to run after Xiao Yan. Honestly, that is low-key heartbreaking, so why should he care now? His voice is completely ice-cold, making Bai Ningbing freeze before she desperately steps forward. She begs him, asking if he's still mad about her abandoning him on his brother's anniversary, offering a pathetic apology. She tells him to stop throwing a tantrum, which instantly snaps Lu Chen's patience as he angrily kicks a rock away. He snaps, telling her to shut up about his brother, who literally died to save her life, yet she forgot his anniversary. He is not mad, just completely exhausted, while a crying Bai Ningbing tries to grab his hand, claiming she will never forget his brother. But she insists that as his girlfriend, she still had the right to know about his life decisions first. Honestly, this girl is unreal. Back when Lu Chen shared every little detail with her, she never cared. She used to just push him away, calling him annoying because she was too busy, but now she is crying, asking if he has to go. He just nods without a word, and when she asks how long he will be gone, he replies with a cold shrug. Since she is not in his future, he does not waste his breath, but she begs to go home together. She offers to drive because he drank, and since finding a cab this late is a nightmare, Lu Chen just quietly nods. He heads back inside to finish up the party, with a silent Bai Ningbing trailing closely behind him. But right outside the door, he bumps into his friends, and Zhang Yi gives him a highly curious, knowing look. Lu Chen just shakes his head, but Zhang Yi mentions that Xiao Yan is still inside, completely wasted. Zhang Yi winks at him, clearly testing Bai Ningbing to see her reaction, while Lu Chen just stands there, keeping quiet. Sure enough, Bai Ningbing immediately looks incredibly worried for her side piece, looking at Lu Chen with total guilt. She stammers that Xiao Yan is all alone and has no other friends, begging Lu Chen to wait while she goes check on him. She runs off to find him, leaving Lu Chen holding back his laughter because Xiao Yan's own friends literally invited him here. So our guy Lu Chen reaches into his pocket to call a ride, but realizes he left his phone in the room. He turns back, but right at the door, he spots Xiao Yan completely draped over Bai Ningbing, looking at her with pure, shameless desire. Xiao Yan pulls her head down as their faces get closer and closer. Lu Chen is too exhausted to care and just wants his phone. He ignores the drama and walks straight in. Bai Ningbing panics, shoves Xiao Yan away, and quickly scrambles to explain his eyes were just bothering him. No shot! Their lips were practically touching, and now she claims she was just blowing in his eye? Lu Chen just nods, totally speechless. He tells her to keep blowing so his condition does not get worse. Then, Zhang Yi suddenly clings to her arm, whining for her to take him back. He claims he cannot find his way alone, rubbing his head against her arm like a lost puppy. And Bai Ningbing? She just smiles warmly. She gently pats his head with pure affection. It is crazy, because whenever Lu Chen got drunk and wanted warmth, she would literally run away. She hated drunk people. Supposedly. Turns out he just was not the special one. Bai Ningbing looks over helplessly, claiming Rang Rang is way too drunk to go home alone. She suggests they drop him off at his hotel together first. But before Lu Chen can even answer, Jiang Yi clings to her even tighter. He wraps his arms tightly around her waist. With how close they are acting, these two honestly look like the actual couple here. Lu Chen just grabs his phone, sends a quick text, and tells them he can easily go home alone. Bai Ningbing tries to argue, but Zhang Yi covers her mouth. Lu Chen simply calls a cab.
He rides home with a spinning head, watching the city lights blur past as old memories start flooding back.
Every single moment with Bai Ningbing flashes before his eyes. Choosing to let go is the right call, but he is still human, and it hurts.
It really hurts. And all those lame excuses she made to leave him behind?
Every single time, she was ditching him to be with Zhang Yi. He was played like a fool. He walks around to clear his head for 2 hours. But when he finally steps inside, he finds Bai Ningbing and Xiao Yan sitting right there on his living room couch.
Xiao Yan is literally resting his head in her lap. Seeing Lu Chen walk in, she immediately scrambles to explain. She claims Rang Rang drank too much and she could not leave him. Lu Chen just takes off his coat with a cold nod, but she keeps making excuses.
She keeps rambling about how fragile his health is, begging Lu Chen not to overthink things. But seeing that he has zero reaction, she finally stops talking.
Instead, she just goes back to massaging Xiao Yan's temples. Meanwhile, Lu Chen's head is absolutely throbbing, so he heads to his room.
He stumbles, slamming into the bedroom door with a loud thud. Hearing the noise, Bai Ningbing stops and looks at him with an annoyed expression, telling him to stop overreacting. She asks if he is seriously throwing a tantrum just to get her attention. She even offers to massage his head next, like she is doing him a favor.
Lu Chen refuses. He walks in and locks the door.
The next morning, he wakes up around noon. While heading out to wash up, he passes by the guest bedroom and spots Xiao Yan. The guy is sound asleep, cuddled up tight with Bai Ningbing in her arms. Lu Chen quietly snaps a picture for evidence, then heads to the kitchen. Hearing the noise, Bai Ningbing wanders in and asks for a bowl. She even calls him Chen Chen, completely oblivious to his cold attitude. She complains about how Rang Rang kept her up all night and asks if he is feeling dizzy too. When he stays silent, she looks at him nervously.
With a guilty look in her eyes, she tries to read him, but he simply tells her he is fine and she should go back to her precious friend.
After all, Xiao Yan has such fragile health. He delivers the line with zero emotion, not even sparing her a single glance. Bai Ningbing looks incredibly uncomfortable. She definitely did not expect her normally possessive boyfriend to be this chill about another guy. To break the awkward silence, she quickly changes the subject, mentioning she heard one of his close friends is getting married soon.
She asks when the wedding is and offers to tag along. Lu Chen pauses, highly confused because she has spent years hating his friend group.
She always told him to stay away from them, but now she is suddenly acting like a supportive partner. Talk about a complete turnaround. When he does not respond, she acts cute and whines that she just wants to tag along and experience a wedding again. Lu Chen sets his bowl down and flatly tells her he wants to go alone. He even suggests she go with Xiao Yan instead. Bai Ningbing is totally stunned by this. She never expected him to shut her down so easily, let alone tell her to go with another man. She argues that she is his girlfriend, so going with Xiao Yan makes absolutely no sense. Lu Chen just takes a sip of his soup. He looks her dead in the eye and tells her it is fine, because they are just best friends. Hearing her own toxic excuse thrown back at her, she completely freezes right there on the spot. Her smile vanishes, and with a desperate look, she tries to save the day by inviting him to go see a movie. Lu Chen looks at her, totally confused. He declines.
She snaps back that she will just go with Xiao Yan instead. Lu Chen simply smiles and tells her to have fun. At this point, she snaps.
Bai Ningbing looks at Lu Chen in disbelief, asking why he is totally fine with her going out with another guy. He just shrugs it off, saying she should have fun with her friend. Honestly, that completely leaves her speechless. Lu Chen actually bought a ticket to Jingbei and has zero time for her. Right on cue, Xiao Yan walks out of the bedroom. He looks at Bai Ningbing with a painful expression, whining that his head is hurting and his illness is acting up again.
She panics, promising to take him to the hospital before giving Lu Chen a guilty look. He just tells her to go.
He acts nice, but his eyes are dead cold. She gratefully promises to cook him dinner tonight, totally oblivious to reality. Little does she know, there is no tonight. The second they rush out, Lu Chen starts packing up his entire life. He grabs his documents and walks out of the apartment they shared for 6 years. On his way, her texts keep flooding in. She is literally updating him on every single detail at the hospital. Honestly, at this point, it is just plain hilarious to him. This is the first time she has ever done this, but he ignores them all. Instead, he posts a simple status. Goodbye, friends. His location is set right at the airport. Within a minute, she rings his phone, but he ignores it. He already knows what she wants. Just before boarding, her texts are still blowing up his phone, asking why he is leaving for Jingbei without telling her. She begs him to wait, saying she is rushing to the airport now, but Lu Chen only sends one cold reply. He tells her they are officially done. He barely slept, so he passes out immediately. Landing in Jingbei, he turns on his phone to find a mountain of missed calls. Exhausted, he heads straight to a local shop. He gets a brand new number to completely cut her off and start fresh. Life is actually great, until his buddy Zhang Yi calls. Before he can even say hello, he hears Bai Ningbing sobbing on the other end, begging to know if he is really never coming back. She cries. How could he be this heartless to discard their entire relationship? 7 years of love gone in a second. Lu Chen just sighs, telling her she was the one who strayed first. She keeps crying. Is he really still mad about her late brother? Lu Chen is completely exhausted. Their issue was never about her brother. It was the fact that she constantly lied to him and abandoned him for Xiao Yan. That is what killed their relationship. Years of him stepping back made her take his love for granted. But he has dignity too, and his heart finally went cold. This is the very first time he has laid it all out like this, and honestly, a huge weight lifts off him. The other end goes completely silent before Jiang Yi takes the phone back, crying for them, but Lu Chen just hangs up. No more comforting. He lets go completely because looking back is a waste of time. 6 months pass with 0 replies. Then one afternoon after class, everything changes. He spots her at the school gate. She looks exhausted, thin, and completely worn out. A tiny spark of hope lights up her eyes when she sees him. She softly asks if she can buy him lunch. No way! Lu Chen keeps it polite but cold, telling her he has other plans. She begs him for just one more chance, desperately explaining that she finally deleted Xiao Yan from her life entirely. She cut him off completely and promises never to see him again, begging him to start over with her. But Lu Chen is built different. He quietly reminds her that once he makes a choice, he never goes back. Her face turns completely pale. Shaking and crying, she asks if there is truly no hope. Honestly, the closure here is so satisfying. He just wishes her well, turns around, and walks away without looking back. On the 4th anniversary of his brother's passing, he spots her watching from a distance, but he simply ignores her. He just heads upstairs. From now on, he is only moving forward.